Hi, thank you for joining me today. We're doing a live video every Wednesday at noon, and the point is that we can spend some time together cooking, or at least getting some ideas for inspiration later in the week. And this week I'm going to do a matcha banana smoothie. This inspiration came earlier this summer. One of my friends texted me a picture of a smoothie that she made with matcha, and I was thinking that would be amazing to try because I'd never had one. And coincidentally, we had just bought some matcha powder. And in case you're wondering what that is, it's a kind of a very special powdered green tea that can be used in drinks like a hot tea or a cold drink like a smoothie. It's also put into soba noodles to make them green. They call those, oh no, I'm forgetting the name. Well, cha soba, because it means tea soba noodles. So you'll see it in a variety of Asian foods, especially Japanese. And so I'm going to use a couple teaspoons in my smoothie today. It's really high in antioxidants and some other nutrients that I probably can't pronounce very well. But I talk about it in my new blog post that I'm going to publish later today. So if you want the full recipe with all the exact measurements and everything, I'll be posting that a little bit later today. And I'll put it along with this video so that you won't miss it. So anyway, we had coincidentally bought some matcha because I think my daughter was interested in using it in some recipes for making like a matcha latte and some green tea ice cream. And my husband was doing a video for our Cooking Together supper club, where he was doing a traditional Japanese tea ceremony using matcha, where you use the matcha bowl with a whisk. And so anyway, we happened to have the matcha on hand, so I started experimenting with, actually I'm going to wait on that, some different recipes. And the one that came out the best, I think, was the matcha banana smoothie. So I've got 2 bananas roughly that are frozen. You can also use just regular fresh banana and then add some ice to the smoothie. So I've got 1 banana that was already frozen, and then one that I put in the freezer about an hour ago or hour and a half ago, so it's not all the way frozen. If you can't easily cut through the banana after it's been frozen, I just recommend keeping it out for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes at the most, and then you'll be able to slice through it no problem. I don't usually slice the banana first and then freeze it, because oftentimes the chunks will freeze solid together and they're hard to get apart, and they tend to be a little bit too frozen to blend up, so you have to wait a little while. So I tend to just freeze the whole banana and then I slice it when I'm ready to use it in the smoothie, and that seems to work really well. I think there might be somebody stuck in that door. Some kitty is stuck in the door. So what we're going to put in our matcha banana smoothie is 1 or 2 bananas. It depends on how thick you want the smoothie to be and how much of that banana flavor you'd like. And then I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of coconut cream. That you can either buy coconut cream or you can scoop it from the top of the coconut can. The stuff that rises to the top. And then I've got a cup of unsweetened almond milk. If you can make homemade almond milk, that's the absolute best. I made it one day with homemade almond milk. It was so delicious. But this is from Whole Foods. It's an organic unsweetened. And then I have a little bit of vanilla. That's kind of optional too, but I like how it tastes. So you can put anywhere from like a half teaspoon, quarter to a half to 1 teaspoon, depending on how much vanilla flavor you would like. And then I'm going to put about 2 to 3 teaspoons of matcha powder in. That also depends on your taste. Do you want it to be very green tea tasting, or do you want it to just have the essence of the matcha flavor? I'm going to put a dash of Himalayan sea salt. I've tried it with and without a little pinch of salt, and it really brings out the flavors when you put just a little bit of salt. And then it may not even need the maple syrup, so I'm going to try it once before I put any maple syrup in. So I'm going to blend this up. It'll take just a minute. Now I'm going to try it and make sure it's got enough sweetness. And since one of those bananas wasn't frozen, I think I'm actually going to add a little ice to this. It's really delicious. I'm just going to add maybe a half teaspoon of maple syrup just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. Again, the ice is optional, just if you want to get a little bit of a like a thicker texture. If you blend it too long in the Vitamix, it'll actually heat up and make a soup, like a banana matcha soup. So we don't want to do that. There might be a few chunks of ice in here, but that's okay. And that is all there is to it. I was just thinking this morning, I wonder how this would taste with pineapple in it, like a pina colada with matcha. And we kind of thought no, but you could try it.
Somebody might like it.
Yeah.
It might be really good.
It might be okay. So banana and coconut go really well together.
I think that the pineapple would...
Is it too acidic?
It would just... You wouldn't taste it much on matcha unless you put a ton of it in.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So ways you can adjust this: if you want it to be thicker, add more banana or more ice. But of course, the ice is going to dilute the flavor. So more banana if you want it thicker. If you want it creamier, you can add a bigger proportion of the coconut cream and just leave a little bit of the almond milk out. If you want it a little sweeter, add a little more maple syrup or whatever sweetener you have on hand. And if you want it to be a stronger green tea flavor, go ahead and put an extra half teaspoon or teaspoon of matcha powder. But I think you're going to love it. I've been adding about one recipe a week or so to my blog, trying to keep them seasonal, and they're always gluten-free and dairy-free. So I hope you'll check out my blog and sign up for my newsletter. It's free, and I send it out a couple times a month with different happenings at Cook, Love, Heal, and it always has some seasonal recipes, whatever my new recipes are, so that you won't miss those before the season is gone. And going into the fall season, I'll be sure to have some nice holiday recipes. Even if we can't meet in big groups over the holidays, we might be able to have some virtual potlucks, or we might be able to have a couple friends over outside. There's definitely ways that we can keep eating together, even if it's, kind of at a distance. And I guess I should tell you about Cooking Together, our supper club that we have. It is a weekly subscription, basically, where I send you a recipe and a instructional video that will get you inspired about cooking that week. Hi, Ginger Snap. I don't think you'll like this, actually. He's not a big green tea fan, I don't think. Anyway, this month we're doing 30-minute meals, and they're always gluten-free and dairy-free with vegan options. And let's see, the month before that we did healthy, did we do Italian cooking?
Yeah.
In August. In June we did summer French cooking, or Italian Southern French cooking. I may have just mixed up my words there. And we've done some Asian cuisine. I know one time we did pad thai and some different curries. It's just been so wonderful to have this for myself, to create the content for y'all, because we have been eating really well throughout the pandemic. It's been keeping us motivated, and I've also been getting ideas from people in the supper club as far as what to make, and I've been getting ideas of themes that we could try. So in my mind, it's kind of a win-win that we all get to work together and not feel like we're alone in our kitchens. And let's see, the last thing I want to talk about with cooking together is we have a virtual potluck coming up for the people that are in the Cook Naturally Without a Recipe online course and the supper club. We're going to do a potluck this Sunday, so I'll tell you all about that if you're not part of that this time, so you can see how that goes. But I'm excited about it. I've done some virtual dinners throughout the pandemic with different groups of people, and it's been really beneficial. You know, it's been nice to know that we're not all alone and we have each other, because we can forget that when times are rough like they are now. So I'm thinking about everyone in parts of the country that are experiencing fires and smoke and hurricanes and all kinds of natural disasters. And I hope that you're able to seek shelter and find some clean air to breathe. And I hope you'll let us know how you're doing on social media or send us a text. And we're hoping the best. So, itadakimasu. In Japanese, that means we gratefully partake. Nelson and I are going to try our smoothie, so we're going to take a picture of these too before we forget. So enjoy making your matcha banana smoothie, and we'll see you here next week, next Wednesday. Take care.